Hey guys, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com, and someone lovely asked me to talk a little bit more about fate versus free will and how that pertains to a situation in which you're not able to attract a really great partner. And a lot of people have this struggle. I talk to them all the time. And when it comes down to like fate and what's set in stone versus free will and your ability to create what you want in this life, bottom line is, yes, fate exists. Fate is like the code. Your life could not exist without a code in place. And you can break that code, you can alter the code, you can hack the code and change it, but the code always exists. And essentially that code is about the struggles, the emotions, and the pictures that kind of create your reality. So once you get to the crux of it all and you kind of see what that code is, you can alter it. So what I'm trying to say is, yeah, certain things are fixed. So let's say this one person just meets the most terrible people, or people that like bail on her like all the time, or just are the same type of person over and over again. So she created that code. Maybe her soul created it before she came into this life. And once she realizes, okay, I am creating this and I'm bringing these people, the root of it is because I feel like I'm not lovable, or I feel like I'm not good enough, and therefore everyone's going to bail it by and I know you know all about this. It's one of those basic spiritual concepts, like you create your reality, and because of your beliefs you kind of attract all that in and stuff. But once you really get to the crux of it and like do the core work to shift that belief and to change it, you're breaking the code, you're really using your free will, and then you can bend and alter your reality. Now that said, I firmly believe in the free will, etc., etc. Fate does exist, and as much as I don't love it, as much as none of us wants to be told that this is the way things are going to go, it kind of is something that happens. And yeah, some people are going to go through stuff. Like my mom, who died of cancer. It was like her thing was that she was going to have to battle this disease. It was created. No one else in our family has the cancer that she had. It was her thing, and she was going to do that battle and see if she could win. And I think her spirit believed that she could, but she wasn't able to. Now, was it fate that she wasn't able to? No, that was her free will. Like, okay, here's the struggle. What are you going to do with it? Like, are you going to be able to do it or not? And in this case, she wasn't able to. It's the same with everybody. Like, we can't come in here scot-free and have nothing to worry about, no struggles, no trials or tribulations or anything. We all have something to work through. So if you're in the position of like having like just the terrible luck in the relationship world, I don't want to say like, this is terrible. Everybody's different. So I don't want to say like, well, it's your fate to be alone. And I would never tell anybody that. I'm never guided to tell anyone that. In fact, I'm never really shown that kind of information. And specifically, this is pertaining to the future, when people always want me to like kind of jump time travel into the future and tell them what's going to happen. And it's tricky, you know. Basically, unless you do make certain changes and you realize like something's happening in my life and I really don't like this, things aren't going to change, and the future will be the same kind of unhappy future that you don't like. But you have the power to like, you know, shift all of that and change it. And I was reading a really great spiritual book recently. It talked about ancient spiritual masters or people here on earth arguing with God over fate. And we certainly can do that, and we can refuse to accept the fate that's handed to us, and we can fight it and kind of like blast through it, we can break that code and create a new reality. And that with that comes this complete acceptance and understanding that we are all little gods. Yes, we're all sparks of the divine, but we are also manifestations of the divine. So not just little sparks, like we are God. God created us in his and her image. So if God is all powerful and we are created like God, then we too are all powerful. And knowing that there is a code, we can go in and hack that code and change it. So that's my belief system, with the little caveat that yes, there are certain markers in place and things that are going to happen whether we like it or not. And sometimes it's better not to know what things are going to happen, because it really sucks knowing. And as an intuitive person, I'll tell you, like, there have been times in my life where I knew something was going to happen that wasn't going to be comfortable for me. It was going to be really super painful. And then I had to, know it was coming and then live through it. But I was always okay in the end. But there are 3 like huge circumstances I'm not going to get into now, but that I knew were going to happen. So sometimes it's better if you just don't know and then you try to work with it as it comes. It's also a little more fun that way, and trust that no matter what, you will always be okay. So for more info on spiritual healing and how you can break those blocks and how you can tap into your own intuition and master the course of your own life, check out Krishanti.com. And if you like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.